Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Roll the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand spanking new episode.
Man, you brought the spanking
I
back,
ha-
huh?
I only do it for Bitcade. They're the only
I
saucy
know.
ones here. We are back. It is 2022. It is. We took a little bit of a hiatus on Bitcade just because we've been doing some other things, but we're back, and it is that time of the season to go through and do our game awards and stuff like that. But before we do that, we actually thank God we didn't record this last week because a craziest thing happened at the week of recording this is and we will be talking about our topics for this episode, Bitcade episode 46. In topic number 1, we will be talking about Microsoft purchasing Activision. This is a currently right now not like hasn't gone through yet, but it is very far in the process of being actually happening. For in the topic after that, it will be the Game Awards 2021. We'll talk about the results from all of that like we do in the past. And then we will do our 5th annual PT Awards. And we will give out some awards and stuff like that from our own voting and whatnot. Um, this is going to be an absolutely insane first topic. Who would have thought that the year of our Lord, 2022, that Xbox Game Studios would be purchasing Activision Blizzard. Ashton, what the heck is happening?
Well, it's just another big old fucking dick slap to the gaming industry by Phil Spencer. Just kind of waving his big old dick around. Bought up another massive company, Activision Blizzard. They have so much. It cost them 68.7 billion. Actually, it originally, if anybody's into the memes on Reddit, initially was 70 billion, but the CEO of Activision wanted to bring it down to 69. But we're at about $95 a share. Was basically the purchase price for that.
Wow.
With nearly 10,000 employees.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah. So I actually took a look here from this article from The Verge, saying that in 2018, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to 2018. We all remember 2018, the year Xbox was not doing too hot. We Xbox made the first steps into acquiring all of these studios. They in addition to their already pretty decent lineup of like 343 and all these other companies that they already had, they purchased Compulsion Games, which their latest game was We Happy Few, so we haven't seen them in a while. Ninja Theory, who is now making Hellblade series. We also saw that RPG centric In Exile, who developed Wasteland 3, Obsidian, who made The Outer Worlds, which we gave Game of the Year to back then.
Hell yeah.
Playground Games developer Forza Horizon, because at the time, Turn 10 was owned by Microsoft, but Playground was just helping them make the Horizon series, so it just felt fitting that they purchased them. And then Undead Labs was the last addition to that, with who creates State of Decay. So then we got in 2019. Double Fine gets purchased, who created Psychonauts, who also came out with a game this year, Psychonauts 2. Then last year in 2021 was what we thought was the just absolutely absurd thing until this purchase, but Microsoft acquired ZeniMax Media / Bethesda Softworks, which for $7.5 billion, which allowed them to get mobile developer AlphaDog Games, French-based Dishonored and Deathloop developer Arcane Studios, Starfield, Fallout, and the Elder Scrolls developer Bethesda Game Studios, Wolfenstein series developer Machine Games, id Software, the celebrated creators of Doom and Quake, Tango Gameworks, the Japanese developer of horror series The Evil Within and the upcoming game Ghostwire Tokyo, Roundhouse Studios, formerly known as Human Head Studios, developer of 2006's Prey, and ZeniMax Online Studios, which oversees MMO The Elder Scrolls Online. So, with that said, now we're here. Now we're in January of 2022, and it is now. If this goes through, if the deal goes through, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard King will add 9 new studios, bringing the total number of developers to 32 gaming studios. The biggest studios in the deal are Call of Duty developer Treyarch Games and Infinity Ward, as well as Overwatch, Diablo, and World of Warcraft developer Blizzard Entertainment. Activision's previous purchases and mergers will grant Microsoft ownership of former PlayStation exclusives Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot, as well as the Tony Hawk series. The deal also incorporates a number of smaller studios that work as co-developers or support for Activision Blizzard's bigger games, including Beanox, Toys for Bob, High Moon Studios, Sledgehammer Games, and the embattled Raven Software, whose employees are entering their 5th week of striking, which is interesting. But Microsoft will also gain a major player in the mobile gaming scene with Candy Crush creator King. That's the whole thing. That if this all goes through, they will own all of those things.
But you're forgetting about Major League Gaming.
Yeah, so
MLG, they will now own.
Yeah, so because of what I've heard from some other things is I guess Activision also owns a lot of stake in MLG. They also own a lot of stake in, I believe they bought out the IGN professional league circuit that they were doing. So now Microsoft will own that. They will own the things that all Activision touched and stuff like that, because Activision Blizzard bought the IGN Pro League, whatever they were doing. So yeah, it's I don't know. What do you think? When did you find this out? Like, did you find out when I sent it to you, or did you find out before I did?
I found out like 2 hours before you did.
Oh, okay. What was your reaction when you woke up that morning, or when you were getting off work, I guess?
I was actually like at work, and I was just like, bye. Yay, Activision. I've had a dislike of their practices and their management, or mismanagement, I should say, for a number of years. So thoroughly excited. I think currently, it hasn't always been this way, but currently, Microsoft is, I don't know, gotta be, honestly, in my personal opinion, the best place to be a dev right now if you're gonna be under a publisher. They got the money. They allow a lot more creative freedom than they did previous to Phil Spencer. It only gets better every single year at Microsoft since the end of the last generation, when they started making all these moves. It's just everything I feel will be enhanced. I honestly believe that. Or Activision, to me, has seemed more like a lot more greedy, I guess. They're not really, from what I've seen, they haven't been really good with the community. Their players, the people that are actually, were keeping them in business. So I'm excited to see what happens next. I mean, who knows? could end up losing out on some games. Obviously, some things can fall through the cracks with any sort of like buyout, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty hopeful. I'm feeling, some of these other rumors that are going around about Call of Duty. I'm thinking we'll have a better Call of Duty experience finally. So I'm good for more innovation and less reskinning, because that's what Activision's been really good at, is reskins for the past decade almost. So
Yeah, and it. I'm like going over in my mind of like all the times I've seen the Activision logo beforehand and like what that means, like all the games that they would actually own. Things that they didn't even list: Guitar Hero, owned by Activision. They would own that game now. They'd own that franchise. Um,
mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't think a lot of people understand how big Activision really is. I mean,
Oh, they're
they
huge.
outbought Atari. So that means all of the Atari stuff is now Microsoft's. If they buy this, the Atari brand and the Atari name will then go to Microsoft because they own that. So it's and not a lot of people are talking about that either. The fact that Microsoft, if they're able to pull this off, and I even continue reading into the article here from The Verge, which was very well written here. This isn't expected even to possibly close until next year. So, and because that's just how mergers do it, it's a lot of filing and a lot of paperwork and whatnot. So if it actually goes through, if all these other companies allow this to happen and judges and stuff allow this to go through, and this merger goes, then Microsoft would have literally the last American gaming studio, major big head, other than EA. But even then, EA, I mean, Electronic Arts is kind of like, they're still more global, whereas Activision
Yeah,
still kind of stays a little close to being an American
closer to
studio.
home. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is definitely a huge deal if this happens. And a lot of people have been talking about like, okay, well, what does that have to do with PlayStation? What about Nintendo? What does it go? I think if this had happened after before the Bethesda thing, I think we would have had a lot more questions. But the way that Microsoft has handled Bethesda in I mean, we still don't really know where their lines are going to go, but they have stated and they have shown that those games still exist. Like, you can still buy Skyrim on your PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can still do that. And to me, I think they're gonna play it the same way. They're gonna pick and choose which games are just gonna be, you know what? The next Crash Bandicoot is exclusive to Xbox. Like, we are making it an exclusive Xbox game for the Xbox family. And a Crash Bandicoot game for the Xbox family, and Spyro, like that's another 3D platformer, and so like where this kind of goes is Microsoft has now lined themselves up having these franchises that everybody always criticized Microsoft of not having the mascots. Like, where's the characters that everyone just knows
Or
and
the
loves?
icons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you got Master Chief and you got Marcus Phoenix. Like, what is that? You're now they have more icons. They just went out and bought all the icons. So I was even seeing somebody had created this like meme picture of if they did a fighting game and it had all of the
Dude.
like characters and whatnot, like essentially a PlayStation All Stars for Microsoft. Now they can actually do that. There's like 32 people on there. They even put the like Microsoft Flight Simulator plane in there just to be. So, but it was just funny because it's like, yeah, now they have those characters. You got Fable in there now. You have like from their
Yeah.
own studios and that is coming soon, and these story based companies, and now your online multiplayer, because a lot of people kept talking about, okay, you're buying all these story based companies, what are you going to do? Eventually you're going to run into a hole where you don't have any multiplayer. They just bought the multiplayer franchises. Like, those are the franchise. Overwatch is still being
It's still
played.
really good.
Yeah, and it's
And
like,
they're almost done making the second one. The next I've been told by somebody at work that the next tournament is going to be held on a version of Overwatch 2. So
Interesting. Yeah, and so
that'll
like
be interesting.
this is definitely I don't think there as a if you're a PlayStation fan, you have to come into this going this was a bad thing that happened to you Monday morning or Tuesday morning.
But
Um
it shouldn't be.
and yeah, I don't think there's really much for people to worry about if that is your console that you choose because and we kind of talked about this off stream before we even did this. Call of Duty is going to continue to be multi-platform. There's no reason for them to take that
Yeah,
off.
that would be cutting literally their base in half. Like,
Yeah, I think the only thing you'll see with Call of Duty is we are eventually going to get to a point where they will just not make one. They're just going to take a year off and reassess. I think what's going to happen, my prediction of this is Modern Warfare is going to come out this year. We got Modern Warfare 2 coming, is the one that's supposedly coming this year. It's more or less officially announced.
yeah.
I think Treyarch is going to come out with their game, and then I think we're going to get our year off. So, and I think Sledgehammer will then continue it the following year after. And it will be a trying to figure out where Call of Duty is going to go. Because right now, Modern Warfare is literally running on a name that you only put towards a game that came out in 2004. Like the and then you got or probably 2006. And then you got Black Ops, which is just continued the same thing. It's like everyone just knows what Black Ops is. They don't even need to know that it's made by Treyarch. You just know it's Black Ops. So whereas Sledgehammer has no idea what the hell they're doing in making their line of games, and it just keeps getting badly received. I've heard that actually the campaign was not too bad for Vanguard, but I've not played it personally, so I can't say either or.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it. I'm Call of Duty'd out, so I
You're
didn't
dutied
even
out.
bother. I'm dutied out.
You got no
Yeah.
more duty. No more
Yeah.
duty.
No more
Um,
duty.
but then you also got World of Warcraft. You got Diablo. You have the Blizzard games that are falling into this. StarCraft is even in there. It's like now Microsoft
Yep.
is going to own this. I don't know. I think if anything this will be good for that company. I don't think there will be much changes. There might be maybe some port in the future of where like um we might see StarCraft for console. I wouldn't write that off. I think that's going to be the easiest one to do. I know that game is all about management and stuff, but hey, they did it with Halo Wars. I don't think it's going to be the StarCraft and StarCraft 2 that we've gotten that are masterpieces in themselves. I think it's going to be some sort of console version of StarCraft. We never thought Diablo would make it, and hey, look, there it is. It's on console now. So, but I think something like that would come to Xbox exclusively. They would just be like, hey, if you want to play StarCraft on console, the only way to play it is strictly on here. Or Diablo 4, like hell. No pun intended. I think that Diablo 4 could easily, if this goes through, be an exclusive on console for Xbox, where they don't release something like that. But Call of Duty and Overwatch, I think those games will definitely continue to be on multi-platform. But
Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go about it, honestly. And you know, we heard from like our buddy Tyler that you wouldn't be surprised that for something like Call of Duty or something else that might be has always been like multi-platform, they might just start being timed exclusives for like content-wise, and I'm really hoping that's not the case. Even though I mainly play on Xbox, I'd really hope that the way they go about things is just instead of separating the two platforms between PlayStation and Xbox, that they just all the content is gonna be there minus like you're gonna have a couple extra perks for being on Xbox, similar to like how in Halo Infinite. And if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you have a weekly cosmetic, or not weekly cosmetic, a monthly cosmetic that you get every month just for having Game Pass Ultimate. Like, I hope it's to that effect. Like, I don't want game modes locked behind, exclusive game modes. That to me is just dumb. I'm really hoping they go about this the right way. I have faith that they will, because timed exclusive stuff just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a whole game mode that wasn't even in the Xbox version. It was strictly just for PlayStation. Like they made a game mode
Yeah,
that you could
it's.
not play. Eventually, did come to
Um,
Xbox, but yeah, there was some stuff
I
like
just
that.
I just think that's dumb.
Yeah.
It's a waste. You're splitting your player base, especially now that everything's cross-platform. I mean, what are you doing? You
Hmm.
know. So it's even like the free content updates or like DLC or whatever. It should all be available to everybody at the same time. There's no reason to do anything else. Like just allow everybody to fucking play together. That's that's what Xbox has kind of been more about the past few years. They want everybody to be able to play together. They had to walk, you know, over to Sony multiple occasions to see if they would play along and do some crossplay, and they were only finally convinced, like a couple years back, to actually start doing that. Because they do not play ball, just like Nintendo doesn't play ball. It's a very Japanese thing because it's a loyalty thing. Further, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, and I think where it comes down to of what this whole thing is, what will the other two do? Like
How
this,
do you mean?
like so Nintendo doesn't really have too much of an Activision presence on that console, or Blizzard really, other than Overwatch like came to the console just a little while ago. Um, whereas Sony has a huge history with Activision, with Activision, not really Blizzard, but with Activision. Um, like we have mentioned before, Spyro and Crash are two icons that a lot of people associated just to PlayStation. And it wasn't until the newest Crash Bandicoot that we got for the next for Xbox. So it's like, um, those two icons now being, I mean, hell, Naughty Dog made Crash Bandicoot and they don't own it anymore because
Yeah.
Naughty Dog, who are creators of Last of Us, for people that don't know, um, they no longer get to make that game anymore. Like that property is just gone. And what's even funnier is in Uncharted, which Naughty Dog also made, they make a reference to Crash Bandicoot, and Nathan Drake plays Crash Bandicoot. So like, it's just funny how, I mean, funny not just funny, haha, more of just that character will no longer be associated with the PlayStation brand. So the question is now, what is Sony gonna do? Like I have heard nothing. It is now, um, you know, it's January 20th of when we're recording this. So, and this happened on Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. And
It was Tuesday.
it was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, because that would have been everyone coming back from the weekend and whatnot. So, um, and they've said nothing. No one has said anything. So I don't know what PlayStation will do. I don't know if they have something in their sights right now. I know a lot of people have talked about EA being up for grabs. I'm shocked that I would have been less shocked that I would have woke up to Microsoft bought EA. I would have been like, all right, yeah, I see that. I can that fits. They have had a relationship. They've had relationships in the past. They've never lost that. EA and Microsoft are always buddy buddy. If you have Game Pass, you get EA Play for free. Okay, that makes sense. I get it. I get it. This now adds to what Game Pass was. Game Pass now, you're an idiot for not having it. Like, if this happens, that means Xbox's app, Windows, could easily just incorporate what Activision Blizzard's launcher is and just now Call of Duty, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, all that stuff is now just in your Xbox hub. And now you just access it through there. Like,
You know,
it's just crazy.
quick question on that.
Yeah.
Do you think with this acquisition, since they will be there's going to be so many first-party games now, Because I mean, technically, Call of Duty will now be a first-party game,
Yes.
and all of the first-party games right now get put on Game Pass day one.
As of right now, yes,
So,
that is the thing.
so here's something for us to think about. A, are they gonna, I don't know, maybe up the price of Game Pass Ultimate, or are they gonna start picking and choosing what's gonna be on there? So only the iconic first-party titles, like that have actual icons, like franchises, not like Call of Duty, because I mean, there's not like a set
I
specific guy
I
for Call of
think
Duty that would be considered the icon.
yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, some of them are kind of trying to push forward of like main characters and stuff like that. But yes, there's no set main cast of people in those lines. I think right now, what Microsoft has set up Game Pass to be is yes, the day ones are, but that's only up until the end of this year of 2022. They said nothing about anything beyond this, but right now it's still day ones. Those are what's going to happen. I think after this year, for them financially, because they've already got us all in. Like I think they've got the first and the second and the third group of people that would have bought into this. I think the first is the diehard Xbox fans. The second group of people is the console fans. The third group of people was to get the PC fans. And now the fourth group of people is to get the people from PlayStation onto Game Pass. And how do you do that? Well, you just bought their biggest brand that they have over there right now.
Put Call of Duty on Game Pass.
Yeah, if you put Call of Duty on Game Pass, it would be insane. Um, I think
Man,
them
but
doing
people
that,
are gonna buy it regardless.
yeah,
It would be quite the power move.
it would be the only. There would be no reason to not have Game Pass, no matter what. As a gamer, there's no reason to not have it, because then you get cloud gaming, then you get PC, then you get console. If you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is a mouthful to say, you get 3 different ways to play that game, like your game, and that you pick up saves. It's all cloud save. So,
Yep.
what I think after this year is, I think they will pick a year time frame. So whether that be like after 2 years, the game, if it's our game, the game will come to Game Pass for free.
Ooh, God, 2 years?
I could see that. Maybe a year. It has to. It has to go through a year.
I'd say more a year.
Okay,
probably.
then we'll say a year. But I think they'll put a timestamp on it, and it's like, okay, after the game has been out, or maybe just like how a movie is. Like when you go see a movie in theaters, you pay the $20 to go see the movie, or you can wait for it to be at home after 6 months, and then you can just watch it for $20 unlimited amount of times. And they could do it that way. They could literally change the game on gaming, where they just make it okay. If you want it day one, you can pay the $60 right now and own Halo, or you can wait 6 months and it will come to Game Pass. I could see that happening.
I can see that happening. I hope that's not reality, though.
In order for
I
it,
like what I got.
now let me ask you this question: would you take that option? So 6 months of waiting. So next Halo game, Halo Infinite 2, is coming out. It's $60. You can buy it right now, or in 6 months you get it for free on Game Pass. Or second option, you get it day one, but Game Pass goes to $20 a month.
I'll take the $20 a month. Easy. I would, in a heartbeat.
So from
buy back
$16 to $20, you'd be okay with it.
It's 15, isn't it?
It's after tax. It goes about 16 and a couple change.
Well, whatever.
Okay. So you would go 20. So what if they go $25 a month? You get it day one.
I would be reluctant, but I would do it.
Interesting. $30 a month.
30 is really pushing it. You better be giving me a lot.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, DLC and all that stuff's free. I mean, it is right now, but I mean, for the most part, depending on the game.
Depends on the game.
Yeah. But $30, they give you all the DLC, and you get it day one. You still go for it?
I would definitely consider it.
Okay, all right. So you wouldn't go any farther than 30.
I would no.
Okay.
No fucking way.
Yeah, because I mean the game's
Absolutely
60,
not.
so it's like
What the hell am I
yeah,
doing?
yeah. At that point, I guess at that point you could argue the fact that you're still not paying the full amount of a game. So you'd pay $30 to have unlimited games, or you could pay $60 to have one game. Is kind of the argument there, but still, like right now it's 16 something, to have Game Pass Ultimate. So yeah, I think that right now it's. But $20 you'd be okay if they actually price increased it and kept the day one
Oh, yeah,
launches.
I wouldn't be bothered by that at all. $20? Yeah.
and
Okay.
and you'd get the brand new Call of Duty games. You would get Overwatch 2 day one. You'd get
Easy.
all the Bethesda day one games. You would get that's still pretty good.
I mean, honestly, even with what we get right now, I would say it'd still be worth $20 right now,
Hmm.
as it is.
But they'd have to
Even
keep doing the
without
day
that
one
extra
launches though.
They would have to keep doing the day one launches. Everything the way it is currently.
Yeah.
I would say I would easily pay $20.
Okay.
I wouldn't bat an eye.
Plus you get all the
Because-
benefits too that Game Pass will just give you for free.
Yes, you get your Game Pass perks.
Yeah.
They refresh every month.
Yeah. I got
I've
YouTube
gotten,
Premium
like,
for 3 months
You
because
got
of them.
YouTube Premium, you get Spotify, you get Discord Nitro, you get Disney Plus is on there.
Uh-huh.
I get a monthly cosmetic for Halo Infinite. There's other cosmetics you get for being only for being on Game Pass for other games as well. Like there's tons of benefit. You got to look at all the benefits that come with it. I don't count being able to play online as a benefit because bandwidth isn't costing them that much in the grand scheme of things. Steam doesn't fucking charge you for playing online or using Steam. They want you to go there, so you don't have to pay to play online. You just pay for the game.
Mhm.
That's how it should be. Paying for Xbox Live, that was pretty scammy, in my opinion.
It was a new technology and stuff like that. So you had the service.
It wasn't new technology.
Well,
dude.
the new service of what it was, console gaming launching with the online service, that was pretty new.
Consoles are just tinier computers. Man.
Yeah, but it was my thing with Xbox Live is like the way that they had that whole thing going, and you were paying for your security for that shit too. There's people in charge over there that saved us a lot more times than they did with the old Sony ponies over there. So I'm okay with the fact I've paid for Xbox Live for 11 years. So, but 11 plus years because that's what my new accounts or my current account says 11, but I know I've been on there for probably 15 years. So I don't know. This is absolutely crazy if this goes through. Wow. Literally.
Yeah. It's, I would not be super upset if they bumped up my Game Pass to $25 and they kept things the way they were going.
Mm-hmm.
If they kept things the way they're going. And that would even be with the exception, let's say Call of Duty you don't get free on Game Pass, I would understand. I would understand because from a business standpoint, people are going to fucking buy it anyway. You know? Why?
I mean, they could do the same thing they did with Halo. If you buy, we will give you guys a free cosmetic. I mean, that's what PlayStation does. PlayStation gives you a free little thing every month with Call of Duty. Well, when Cold War was out, they're giving you free skins. So, I wouldn't put it past them. Any final words on this one?
I'm really curious to see what happens. It's nerve-wracking for kind of both sides.
Yeah.
In multiple different ways. So, hoping everything stays good for people who game on PlayStation. I'm hoping everything stays good for our Game Pass.
Yeah, I wanted to pull this up here of this purchase thing, but my Instagram is not cooperating with me because my phone sucks. But I think when I checked this purchase, including Disney's purchases, this would put them, I think, either in third or fourth place after all the purchases that have happened so far. So that's going to be crazy.
Oh.
All right. We're moving on. To our second topic. It is the Game Awards. Yes, Jeff Keighley's mastermind, his brainchild, is all here. It's the Game Awards, and we're gonna go over the what happened over there. I know we're a little bit late to the game, but it feels so right to do the Game Awards because that we've done it for the past 5 years, so we might as well continue going. So we're going to get through these ones real quick because that's what they are. Best Esport event. Now I have the list of winners. I'm going to let Ashton guess, and then I will tell you what we'll say which ones we would have voted for, and then we're going to say which ones actually won. So, best Esport event is we got 2021 League of Legends World Championships, the International, which I believe is Dota's thing, PGL Major Stockholm 2021, PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2020, or Valorant Championships Tour Stage 2 Masters. Which one would you have voted for?
Oh, like that I would personally like more?
Yeah, which one would you voted for?
I don't know, maybe PUBG. I think it'd be more interesting to watch.
Okay. I would have voted for League of Legends just because I watched those. Which one do you think won?
Dota.
Really? League of Legends actually took this one. So
Really?
yeah. Best esports coach. I am
okay.
all right. Strap yourselves in and listen to the illiterate kid read these people's fucking names. It's not only the bad thing about this is it's also not real names. Like they use fucking numbers and shit in them, so it messes me up even more. So we have. I'm just gonna read their gamer names. I'm not gonna read their whole names because they're not English. We have Silent. We have Enough, spelled ENGH. We have.
Oh God. Let's just say who won. No.
We have Bad.
Does anybody actually really care?
Bide? I don't know. It was KK Oma.
Okay.
Moving on.
Next.
Best esports team. Hey, I can read these ones. We have Atlanta FaZe, which is the Call of Duty team. We have DWG Kia. We have nope. Natus Vincier. I don't know. Nope. And then Sentinels, and then we have Team Sprint or Spirit. That's what it is, which is a Dota team.
Ooh.
So I'll tell you what the team names are in order: FaZe, COD, DWG, League of Legends. Natus is Counter-Strike. Sentinels is Valorant, and Team Spirit is Dota 2.
Sentinels.
It was Natus Vincier is the
Damn, that's my
Counter-Strike.
second
Okay. I would have voted for Atlanta FaZe just because, well,
I don't know any.
I don't know any of them either. Best esports athlete.
Oh. Let's hear it.
Simp.
Pass.
Showmaker. Collapse. Simple.
All right.
And Tens.
Simple with a dot at the end?
Simple. So there's Simp and Simple. And he spells his name with a 1 in it.
Do they have a dot at the end?
No, they don't.
Oh, damn. I was going to say, I played them in high rank Halo. They kicked my ass.
At least not on here. I don't. The way that they typed it here.
I'm going to go simple.
Simple did win. Yes. I would have voted Simp just because I know I've seen him stream. All right. Best esports game presented by Grubhub. Call of Duty. Just Call of Duty, I guess. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Dota 2. League of Legends. And Valorant. Remember, we're voting on esports.
Can you repeat those one more time?
Call of Duty. Counter-Strike. CSGO. Dota 2. League of Legends. Or Valorant. Activate.
I'm gonna go with League.
Okay. Yeah, Riot with 2 games in this category now. Yes, League of Legends did win. I would have voted also for League of Legends. Most anticipated game presented by Prime Gaming.
I didn't know they were still making games.
No, it's just presented by them.
Oh.
Elden Ring from FromSoft and slash Bandai Namco. God of War Ragnarok from Sony Santa Monica SIE. Horizon Forbidden West from Guerrilla Games and Sony Interactive Entertainment. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild from Nintendo, and Starfield from Bethesda Game Studios slash Bethesda. Which one would you have voted for most anticipated game?
Starfield.
I also would have voted for Starfield. Elden Ring actually got the winner for that one.
That should have been a no-brainer. That people would have picked.
Best debut indie for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. The Artful Escape, made by Beethoven and Dinosaur slash Anaphoria. Annapurna? What is that?
Porno.
The one that made the 12 Minutes game.
Okay.
You said it. You said it like in chat. You just know what it was?
Who made it?
Yeah, like they make a lot of games. The Forgotten City from Modern Storyteller slash Dear Villagers. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, made by Ember Lab. Sable, made by Shedworks slash Raw Fury. And Valheim, made by Iron Gate Studio and Coffee Stain. Which one do you think won Best Debut Indie?
Probably Valheim.
Would you have voted for Valheim?
I was interested in Kenna, but it kind of dropped off really fast.
Yeah. I probably would have voted for Valheim as well. I'll wait. I'm waiting for Kenna to hit the bargain bin, and then I will definitely play that game because it looks really nice. But yeah, I would have voted for Valheim as well. But Kenna Bridge of Spirits actually won Best Debut Indie. Content Creator of the Year. You have Dream, Fusel,
Keemstar,
Gulls, Eba, and Grief G. Greg. Yep, him. Which one would you have voted for?
Grim?
It's great. It's spelled Grefg. Is it Griff G or Griv G or Gulruf G?
I don't know. Whatever that one is. Okay.
Dream actually won, so I would have voted for Dream. He plays like Minecraft and stuff. He's that one that has like the
one of those like dudes that just sleep on stream.
Yep, that's what it is.
Just lays in bed and then. people do the text to speech. Alexa, what is my location? No.
I don't think that's what he did.
Alexa, stop.
I didn't think about that, but that would be more of
tons of clips of that happening. It's so funny.
Okay, the next category is Best Multiplayer for Outstanding Online Multiplayer Game and Design, including co-op and massively multiplayer online experiences.
Okay.
We got Back for Blood from Turtle Rock and WB. Knockout City from Villain and EA. It Takes Two from Haze Light Studios / EA. Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom. New World from Amazon Games. And Valheim from Iron Gate Studios / Coffee Stain.
Given the Game Awards being probably predominantly PC players, I'm going to go with Valheim. I really enjoyed New World, but a lot of people shit on it. So.
You don't think PC players would have voted for New World? I mean, that game's only on PC.
I think they would have rather voted for Valheim.
Interesting. I would have voted personally multiplayer experience. I would say Back for Blood because you cannot play that game without 4 people. I just think
that doesn't make it a better multiplayer experience, though.
I mean, it says co-op. including co-op and massive multiplayer experiences. I think it definitely adds to the experience, though, if you can talk to all three of your people.
I agree with that.
But It Takes Two took the best multiplayer game.
Really?
Yeah, so there you
Well,
go. The guy who made what's called A Way Out, same studio, same guy.
Oh.
Best sport/racing game. We have
Forza.
F1 2021 Code Masters /EA Sports made that game. FIFA 22 from EA Vancouver /EA Sports /EA Romania. Forza Horizon 5 from Playground Games /Xbox
Forza.
Game Studios.
Just Forza.
Hot Wheels Unleashed from Milestone, and
I still want to play that.
Riders Republic from Ubisoft and
That I did not enjoy,
and
like,
Ubisoft.
at all.
You didn't play it, or did you play it?
I did not enjoy Riders Republic the beta.
Oh, interesting. Obviously, Forza wins. Anytime Forza's in the racing category in sports games, they're going to win it
this
every
one
year.
Specifically is so good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't even like really. Forza's not my thing. I enjoy that game thoroughly.
Yeah, I would have voted for Forza. Yeah, this definitely easy. Best sim/strategy game. We have Age of Empires 4 from Relic Entertainment /Xbox Game Studios. Evil Genius 2 World Domination from Rebellion Developments. Humankind from Amplitude Studio /Sega. Inscription from Daniel Mullins Game /Devolver. And Microsoft Flight Simulator from Azobo Studio and Xbox Game Studios. 2 Xbox games.
I think it's gonna go to Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I was really hoping that Rock Simulator would be in there. So.
Rock Simulator?
Yep, you're just a rock. Sometimes people will pick you up and skip you across a pond, or wait for Patrick to come pick you up. I don't know.
That's not a game.
No, it's not.
Okay, but you had me for like 20 seconds. I'm like, it could be. It could be a game. I would have voted for Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. I heard Encryption is actually a very good game. I think Markiplier is still playing that. Age of Empires 4 actually takes the winner on this one.
Really?
Yeah. Best family game. You have It Takes Two from Hazelight Studios /EA. Mario Party Superstars from NoCube /Nintendo. New Pokemon Snap from Bandai Namco /The Pokemon Company /Nintendo. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury from Nintendo. And WarioWare Get It Together. I'm trying to. From Intelligent Systems /Nintendo. So what do you
probably think? Mario is a furry.
Is that? Oh, that's so Super Mario and Bowser's Fury.
I think that's what won. But
I don't know if I'm too tired, but I laughed way too hard at that joke.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be a lot of fanfic out there of people pulling on Mario's tail and getting off on it, and I'm not really.
Well, it was the DLC to the, I think Switch
really
or the
DLC.
Yeah, there you go. I would have voted for probably It Takes Two out of all this one. I heard some mixed things from Pokemon Snap, and I refuse to even think that Mario Party Superstars exists. So, but
it's for what it is. I enjoy Superstars. It's basically the same thing that Monkey Ball Mania was.
It Takes Two actually won the best family game. That's 2 categories now that they've taken. Best fighting game. We have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Honokami Chronicles. Demon Slayer. Kimetsu. Fuck this. It's the same. Their studio is the same exact as their name. I don't give a shit. Guilty Gear Strive, from Arc System Works. Melty Blood Type Lumina. There it is. From French Bread / Delight Works. We have also Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl from Ludzi in Fair Play Labs and Game Mill. And then you have Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown from Sega. For the meme, I would have voted for Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Which one would you have voted for?
I don't know.
None of them?
Probably none of them.
Okay. No one wins this category.
No one wins. Fuck yourself.
The winner.
What was the first two ones?
You're going to make me read the Demon Slayer one? I'm just going to say Demon Slayer. And Guilty Gear were the first two ones.
I'm going to go Guilty Gear.
Okay. Guilty Gear did win, yes.
Yeah.
Best role-playing game. Cyberpunk 2077.
College Kings.
From CD Projekt Red. Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom. Scarlet Nexus from Bandai Namco. Shin Megami Tensei 5 from Atlas/Sega. And Tales of Arise from Bandai Namco. We actually played Tales of Arise at PAX this last year.
Tales of Arise was pretty good.
I would have voted for Cyberpunk.
One game.
Seriously, I would have voted for
what
probably
was that
Shin
fucking
Megami.
second last one?
Shin Megami Tensei?
Shoot me if I'm in the way.
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5. Those are the so there's Persona, and then there's Shin Megami Tensei.
Don't care.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
Tales of Arise.
Okay, yep. Tales of Arise actually did take the win on this one. Best action/adventure game. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Wow. I would have voted for Resident Evil.
Wow. Action-adventure game.
For the best action/adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. They might as well have said, for best action-adventure game, combining action and adventure together. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with Resident Evil.
Well, you're wrong, because Metroid won, so there you go.
Alright.
Game action, best action game. So no more adventure, just pure action. Is it Back for Blood?
Henry.
It's either Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, or Returnal.
Chivalry 2.
Okay, I would have.
That's an all action, nothing else game.
I would have voted for Deathloop, because that's pretty actiony. But Returnal won, so there you go.
That's also pretty. It's a bullet hell. It's 3D bullet hell, so that's fair.
Best VR/AR game. Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR.
Sniper Elite VR.
I would have voted for Resident Evil 2, or not Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4. And I Expect to Die 2 would have been my runner-up to that, but Resident Evil 4 won this one for Best AR and VR game. Innovation in accessibility presented by Chevrolet.
Yes, the Prevalent Gaming Company.
always trying to be more inclusive.
When your band's really heavy, diarrhea.
Far Cry 6. Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, or The Val Shadow of the Crown. I'm sure it's called The Veil, but I'm calling it Val. Forza, you're voting for Forza for innovation in accessibility, recognizing software or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games to be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. That's who you're voting for. I would have also voted for that because there is a lot of fucking settings in this game that allow literally anyone to play this game. It's insane.
Yeah, dude, I could play with my fucking toes.
Best community support. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14 Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky.
Ooh. I'm gonna go No Man's Sky.
I would have voted No Man's Sky just for pure support, but Final Fantasy 14 Online won this one, and I mean they definitely are having a lot of support there. Best mobile game, we have Fantasian. I don't know. Then there's Genshin Impact, League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. For best mobile game
United.
presented by Verizon. Pokemon Unite, I would have voted for. Genshin won this one, which is also not a shock.
Yeah, a lot of people like Genshin.
Best indie game, 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Encryption, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. I would have voted for 12 Minutes, just because that's the only game on this list that I've played.
Yeah, sure.
Kenna Bridge of Spirits won this one. Best outstanding game, or nope, sorry, best ongoing game. Why would that even be a thing? Best ongoing game awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that involves the player experience over time. So it evolves over. You get it. Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 14 Online, Fortnite. Well, kind of like Cancer with Fortnite in here. Genshin Impact or Call of Duty Warzone. I would have to say I'd probably vote Fortnite on this one.
Fortnite is really the one that's evolved the most dramatically over the past, like,
in a good way.
Years.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah.
But Final
Warzone,
Fantasy.
all they did was add some maps and some guns.
Final Fantasy 14 took this one, which their sales of their DLC actually crashed their whole entire fucking service, and you can't even buy the game anymore. So I guess, yeah, that fair point. Games for Impact, for a thoughtful, provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. So take that with what you will. There's Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Shikori, A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange, True Colors, or No Longer Home. Which one do you think is the most woke game?
I don't know, because I don't play woke games.
Apparently not.
I play games that are fun, not games that are woke.
I would probably give this to Life is Strange.
Probably. Isn't there homosexuality in that?
Well, yeah, that's not the only reason why it would. Oh my god, that's probably the reason why it would be voted for.
I mean, isn't it a pretty significant part of the game?
I don't know. I've never played this one.
I thought romance was a big part of it.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that can be. Yes, it's choices.
So that's what I would go with.
Okay. Yes, it did win. Life is Strange.
I mean, there's not a lot of games that are like really about that kind of life.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not telling that kind of story.
Best performance awarded to an individual voice over acting, motion, and / or performance capture. Erica Mori as Alex Chen from Life is Strange: True Colors. The guy that was in Far Cry 6, you know what I'm talking about?
The dude who was on Breaking Bad?
Yes, there's that guy. He has a very long name, and I'm not even going to try it. Jason Kelly as Colt Van from Deathloop. Maggie Robinson as Lamy Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. And Osmoa Akah as Juliana Blake from also Deathloop.
I mean, let's go with the thick-ass mama.
Lady Dimitrescu?
Yeah.
Yes, that is she did.
Right.
She did win. Yes.
There we go. Tell me you wouldn't climb that tree.
Best audio design: Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, or Returnal.
Ooh.
Remember, this is audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design.
I'm I'm gonna go with Returnal.
Interesting. I would have voted for Horizon, which Horizon 5 did win.
That was gonna be my other choice. Just because, like, here's the thing: Horizon, incredible sound design, but it's what you'd expect from the top of the line kind of game.
Yeah.
Whereas Returnal, you have to have some wacky shit in there
Okay.
because it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it was done pretty well.
Best score and music: The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, or Near Replicant version .1.22474487139.
Oh, fuck that! It automatically loses just for that.
I would give it to Cyberpunk 2077. I actually have some music from Cyberpunk on my phone.
I don't even recall it being that memorable.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the only thing I guess I'll vote for it.
Okay. It didn't win, so don't need to. Near Replicant actually won that one.
Yeah,
Best art direction: The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, or Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
ooh.
I would have voted for Kenna.
I think I would have gone for that as well. But I feel like people are gonna give it to Ratchet.
Well, you're wrong on both ends. Deathloop won Best Art Direction. Best Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange: True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. What had the best story? Best story, essentially. It's called Best Narrative.
Oh, probably Deathloop.
I would have voted probably for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and yes, they won. Guardians of the Galaxy, Best Narrative. Best Game Direction: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, or Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Ratchet.
I would have voted for It Takes Two, but Deathloop took this one.
Really?
Game of the Year, the last one here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, or Resident Evil Village for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. What do you think would have won?
Go through them one more time?
Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village.
I'm going to go Resident Evil Village.
I would have voted Resident Evil Village. It Takes Two won Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
I know nothing about that game.
I know nothing either other than you need two people to play it. So that's all I do. So there you go. That is the Game Awards of 2021. What are your thoughts on that? Good? Not good? Kind of like,
You know,
wouldn't have voted.
Game Awards, personally, I don't know. Game Awards are kind of meh to me.
Yeah, you need one at least, one that kind of signifies everything. Every industry has one, but
at the end of the day, it's all opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think It Takes Two would have beat out any of these games. I thought it was kind of more towards the bottom of everything, but hey, it's why I'm not in charge, and Jeff Keighley is. So there you go. Yeah. That's it. You good?
No, I'm good.
We're moving on to our third and final topic. This is the PT Awards. This is the 5th annual PT Awards, actually. And we've done this 5 times for Bitcade. We dedicate an episode entirely to giving out awards to how it all goes. These are all categories that we think should be the ones that everyone cares about. Don't watch the Game Awards. Just listen to this part of the episode, and you'll be fine. You don't need to do anything.
Easy.
So the PT Awards, we have different categories and stuff like that. We have our own stuff that we like to do. So it is time for the PT Plays Award. This award is given to the video on YouTube that is the exclusive PT Plays game episode that came out last year. And it turns out that College Kings got the winning thing. Don't expect an award in the mail. We will not send it to you, but congratulations. The video was Don't Talk With Your Mouth Full, PT Plays College Kings Part 2, with a whopping grand total of 32 views, which is insane for our Let's Play series. But, I mean, as of last year, I guess that was pretty low, but it is, we didn't put out a lot of videos over on YouTube. So there you go. Here to accept this award is the man that was in that episode, Ashton. Why don't you say a few words for the winning video?
I'm ashamed and appalled that I played such a game.
Well, technically, you were just sitting there and watching while you were the
you were the cuck
in this video.
With two other grown men.
Yes, and one of those was your brother. So there you go. Yep, there it is. Our next award is the PT Video of the Year, which was Rivals of Aether, or Ether, however you say it, tomato. First Impression, which was our PT Takes On PAX West 2021, with a grand total of 235 views. Here to accept this award is Ashton Stom. Hey, go. What do you have to say about this one?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, so apparently this game wasn't new for PAX. It was just there, but it was new to us.
Honestly, like, I enjoyed what I played.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to do so well.
Yeah.
That the following they have for that game is great. They have a very cult following, and it's really awesome how like tight knit and like knowledgeable they are. I'm very much looking forward to their game. From like the comments and like anything that you can read online about like any sort of forum with the community, like they're really good at like working with their community and stuff. So it made me happy that they were really, really taking care of their player base. They had people basically mod characters and stuff, and then worked with them to put them into the actual game, like the base game. So that to me is just always awesome to see. So I'm happy with that.
All right. Well, speaking of happy, let's move into our next category, which is the Happy Accident Award, which is a game that we didn't think was, we just took a chance on. And hey, you know what? It was fun. My game is Devour. This game is a cooperative 4v. What is it, 4? Can you do 5? I think you can have.
I think it's 4.
It's 4. It's a 4-player versus 1, which is the 1 is the computer, but the theming of it is done so well into they're constantly updating the game. There's already 3 current maps. 1 is on the way. It has a connective story. It takes place in a universe that the game studio has already created. So there's Devour is also a game that they made another game called The Watchers, and it's set in the same universe. The Watchers is a 2-player co-op game, whereas this one is an online. The Watchers is also co-op online, but Devour is all just 4v1. And you go around, you do the tasks that you're set to do. So, for example, the first level is there's like this crazed cultist leader that has now been taken over by some demon. You don't know what's going on, but something crazy is happening. And you have to find the goats that are around the house and burn them in order to sacrifice them to the demon so that you can exorcise the demon from the woman that it is possessed. Then, instead of the next map just being a change of scenery, it's a continuation of the map. And not only that, one of the characters is possessed, so you cannot play as that character in the second map because that character is in play. And I think they do it so well for this like random indie game on Steam. So Devour, that is my happy accident game of 2021. Ashton, what is your happy accident game of 2021?
Um, I think mine was Pokemon Unite, wasn't it?
Yes. I didn't know if you were going to switch
Yeah.
or not, but yes.
Yeah. I'm not a MOBA guy. Um, but I am kind of a Pokemon guy. So my expectations were pretty tapered for it. You know, my bar was set pretty low because I not a big fan of Smite, not a big fan of League. It just doesn't suit my play style personally. Um, but Pokemon Unite, I really enjoyed. I didn't expect to really enjoy it for more than like me playing it for like maybe 2 play sessions and then probably uninstalling it forever. Me and Ryan here, we played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And we started a thing where every time we win a ranked game, we open a pack of Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool thing. It was just a
And where do we do
really
that
fun experience.
at, Ashton? Where do we do that?
On Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Primal_Target. Link in the description.
Links in the description.
But yeah, I gotta say, Pokemon Unite was a very nice addition. Dusted off my Switch to play that game, and yeah,
I will say the rank scene atrocious.
they need to fix that. Yes.
Yeah. We haven't been back to it in a while. Battle Pass also atrocious.
Yeah.
There are obviously things wrong with the game. The game is not perfect. I'm not saying the game is even amazing. It's just really fun, and I really enjoyed playing it. And I didn't think I'd enjoy playing it really at all.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even when you're losing and stuff, I still want to go back and play it again.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
And it's quick. It's not like I'm in there for a half an hour to an hour. Like I'm in there and I play for like what is it, 10 minutes? No. Yeah, 10-minute games. And it's over.
About 10 minutes.
And you walk away. You're done. You don't need to sit there for that long.
I need to start playing that again.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next set of Pokemon cards to come out. You can pre-order some of them right now, but you can't pre-order the store thing yet. Okay, well there you go. Devour and Pokemon Unite get the Happy Accident Awards for 2021. Now let's go into the Brown Star Award. Some people don't even let you go into the Brown Star, but we're letting you in. We're letting you into the Brown Star Award. These are the games that were considered the shittiest of them all in last year of 2021. Mine is the GTA Trilogy Remaster. Seeing this game in the wild has been just a dumpster fire, and it's I've seen better mods created by the community, and the fact that this game was greenlit by one of the best quality gaming companies, dare I say, and they put this game out, and it makes the original 3 look better. Like you appreciate those original 3 way better. It was Vice City, San Andreas, and oh crap, what's the third one? What was the third one? Shit, I don't remember the third one. See, there you go. I don't care. I think it's GTA 3. But yeah, I don't know. I am shocked that Rockstar put this game out. I gotta give it the Brown Star Award for 2021. Ashton, what is your Brown Star Award?
I went with Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. I never played Skyward Sword HD, but I've seen it been played, all that. I own it. I got it for Christmas. I still haven't booted up. I need to play it because I didn't play the original, and I need to play it because I'm a Zelda fan. I just need to play it. Go through the whole story, learn all that needs to be learned, and play it. They basically put on a fresh coat of paint, cleaned up the motion controls because it was made for the Wii, so it was trashy controls. Obviously, you know, they bumped up the resolution to HD. But aside from that, I mean, the only thing else that they really, truly added was changing how tips appear on the screen, and also adding in a perk if you get this specific amiibo that allows you to instantly teleport from the ground to the sky and from the sky to the ground. So, yeah. $60 for a fucking old ass game with a new coat of paint on it. That's not worth $60. Literally, like, here's what pisses me off so much. Nintendo does this shit all the time, and I'm tired of it. And they picked the fucking worst game to do it to. Twilight Princess was better received than this game was. And they chose this. They chose to do this. And they charge $60 goddamn dollars for this. Like, only people who should be buying it are people that have not played the original. That's it.
Yeah,
But
I was very shocked of how they did this, and then they also were like, their biggest selling point was, well, don't worry if you have the Switch Lite. We focused on the fact that you don't even need to use motion controls to play this game. And I'm like, isn't that the whole point of the fucking game? Like, wasn't that why you made the game on the Wii? I don't know. Yeah, weird.
oh yeah. By the way, they didn't call this a remaster. On their a lot of websites are calling it a remake. It's not a fucking remake.
Yeah.
It's a remaster. They added skippable cutscenes. That was a feature they added.
Ah, yes. Selling points right there, you know. Put it on the box.
So, you can fast forward dialogue. It's been on every goddamn Nintendo game since the goddamn Game Boy.
But now you can do
Save
it on the
slots.
Switch, though.
Save slots. Yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. Sorry. That's bullshit.
Brown Star
Bullshit.
Award.
Brown Star. The droopy, wet brown.
Oh, no. All right. Well, let's go into now that we've downgraded some, we've talked some crap about two games. Let's talk about two games that we want to iconicize forever. This is now time for the PT Hall of Fame, which are the games that get inducted into our Hall of Fame. We've had we have had people vote these in. Dating back into the class of 2017, 2018, and 2019, and then last year, 2020. Last year, we inducted Halo 3 from Ashton, Kingdom Hearts 2 from Tyler, and GTA 5 from myself. So now it is time to induct two more into the PT Hall of Fame for the class of 2021. Games that will be iconicized forever in the history of Primal Target. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. My game is Bioshock Infinite. I know this game has a lot of people like the ending, or some people absolutely are confused by the ending. I think the game itself was made obvious, like going from Bioshock, then to Bioshock 2, then to Bioshock Infinite, and then the DLC that came eventually later to Bioshock Infinite. This game is, to me, what I think is the true Bioshock game. I know a lot of people think that, Bioshock is horror, and it has to be horror. I think it reinvented it and made it that brand into the game is about. It should have been about narrative as well as the gameplay, and I think Bioshock Infinite does that. The characters and the voice acting are amazing. Booker and Elizabeth are two amazing characters in video games. The fact that we've never gotten a sequel for Bioshock, like a fourth installment to Bioshock, is a tragic thing in gaming that I think that it's been in this development hell that no one knows if we'll ever get another Bioshock game. But for what this one did and how it did it, I don't want to spoil it because I know the Bioshock Collector's Edition has come out where now you can play all three of them, and the DLCs are all involved in all of that. Because Burial at Sea is very important to play, and the thing about this is Bioshock itself put its stamp into horror and survival gameplay. Elizabeth made Bioshock even better because now you have this character that isn't they created a character that wasn't a just follow you around and I'm going to get kidnapped. Oh, I'm gone, blah blah blah. She did stuff for you. She actually contributed to the party, and where if you were running out of ammo or you were dying, she would go find you ammo or go find you stuff and toss it to you and go, "Here you go, Booker catch." That's literally like that catchphrase is from Booker catch. That's from this, and it was such a great addition to it. I'm not saying like going and looting is fine. Making that primarily what everyone is crying over, the fact that you can't find ammo, is aggravating. And they make it Elizabeth just a lovable character, and the setting of Colombia is really cool. The overall story I think was really well done. Um, but yeah, the voice acting is definitely a huge selling point. Troy Baker taking the role of Booker, that was the first game I played that I knew he was in, and then after that, now I know everyone knows who Troy Baker is. He's now just in every game. So Bioshock Infinite, that is my inductee. I wish I could say more of it without spoiling it, but I don't think I can. With that said, it is a fantastic game. Do you need to play Bioshock to play the third installment, technically, for this? I think it helps if you dabbled a little bit in Bioshock to play this game, but other than that, Bioshock Infinite stands itself. It can stand by itself, and it is a solid first-person story-based game. So there you go. Also came out March 26th, 2013. So it's been a while since we've gotten a Bioshock game, but there you go. Ashton, what is your class of 2021 inductee into the PT Hall of Fame?
I'm going to go with the game I played probably one of the most as I was a kid, and that is Zelda and the Wind Waker. And I'm going to go with the HD version just because it's better and it's technically, pretty old. Because that one came out on the Wii U.
Do you want to know the dates for those? Actually, no, though.
I'm gonna guess 2016 for
no
2015 or 2016 for
even farther back.
HD.
So Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker came out on December 13th, 2002, and then Wind Waker HD came out September 20th, 2013. It's been a while. And why is that on the Switch? But anyway, go on.
I don't know. Yeah, so basically, that game was probably one of my first truly open world games that I played. I don't really count Ocarina of Time for that because it wasn't really an open world kind of situation, even though it technically was. It was just super empty. It was super empty. There was no filler for that game because the time it came out. So I'm going with Wind Waker HD because there's a lot of side stuff you can go do. You can get lost doing whatever. It's a completely different story because you're out at sea. All the lands of Hyrule have been completely flooded, and now it's just all underneath the sea. So there's all kinds of stuff going on, and Zelda is a fucking has memory issues, and now she's a fucking pirate, and your sister's missing and shit. It's pretty wild for a Zelda game, with the main cast. It really kind of shook things up.
Beautiful game, though.
Very beautiful. It's all toon art style. The music is just iconic in that game, dude. Dragon Roost Island, are you kidding me? Yes. So there's so much to do. The game is so solid. It's just great. I mean, there's a reason why it's definitely on the speedrunner list because it's just a solid fucking game. It's so fun and so fun to even just look at. Just an all-around really, really good game. I guarantee you I've sunk hundreds of hours into that on the GameCube when that first came out, and I had to revisit it when it came out on the Wii U. It was great. It's great. I would probably buy it a third time. It's that good.
It's the only Legend of Zelda game I have ever looked at, and I was like, that might bring me into the franchise. And then it's never like if it comes to, I've never had a console that it's been on. So like if it comes to Switch, I would definitely buy that game because I just like the art style. I like Toon Link a lot more than like all the other ones, than the hyper realistic ones.
Fair enough. You didn't like, you want to try Link's Awakening?
Oh, that was the little one, right?
Yeah.
I like the art style to it, just not. It's almost there, almost there. I like the storybook look to it, but not yet. Like, because I feel like when I played Tunic, I was like, oh, I already had this game, so I already got to play this game. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. I definitely agree though. That's a good pick. So there you go. PT Hall of Fame class of 2021 is Bioshock Infinite and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Getting the inductees right there. We have moved on to the final thing that we are going to talk about in this topic. It is Game of the Year of 2021. Now, here's the thing. We had a list of games that we have now narrowed down to 4 games, and we are going to discuss which one will be Game of the Year with the official Primal Target stamp on it. So, with that said, our 4 games that we have narrowed it down to are Forza Horizon 5, Pokemon Unite, Halo Infinite, and Resident Evil Village. So, without further ado, now we have to discuss with these Forza Horizon 5 being Game of the Year. So let's do this. Why don't we say why each game should be Game of the Year, and then we'll go back and try to figure out if it's good enough to beat the other ones. So why do we think Forza Horizon 5 should be Game of the Year?
Well, I mean, fucking look at it.
That's very true. It does look very, very nice. Very pretty.
Fucking look at it. I don't know. Sound design's goddamn amazing. It's super accessible, like we were talking about in previous bit. There's so many settings on there, so that way everybody can play how they want to play. The multiplayer's, working pretty seamlessly. It's just a good time. It's just a good time. It honestly just is. I don't know. It's a fucking open world racing game that looks amazing and sounds amazing. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah, as a Forza Horizon fan, I played Forza Horizon since 2 DLC. What's funny is I got into Forza Horizon because of the Fast and the Furious DLC, and when it came to Game Pass for free, because it wasn't on Game Pass back then was not what it was. So like I got it for free. I don't know how I got it for free. And I played it and I beat it and I 100%ed it actually because I loved it so much of this open world car racing game. And I don't think I played a car racing game quite like Horizon at the time. So then I've bought every single Horizon except for 4 because 4 was on Game Pass, so I didn't buy it. And then this one I did not buy either because it was on also Game Pass. But that does not exclude the fact I would have bought this game because Playground does such an amazing job making these racing open world games, and the fact that you can like create stuff now in the game is gonna make this game even better. I haven't even done it either. I have not looked into some of the stuff. I know that people can play the have been creating maps, and now in the game there's actually a part where you will just play created maps. So yeah, I mean the game added a lot to itself, and also making it beautiful in the high resolution version of the 4K running natively on the Xbox Series X. It is able to play on the Xbox One, but the Xbox Series is really where this game shines.
Oh, yeah.
In more ways than one, whether it's being the reflections from the beautiful scenery or your car or
And it had a clean launch. Let's
yeah,
not forget
didn't
that.
have any
That's
problems with
important
it.
nowadays.
Yeah, it is
There
a
was a slight bug with the party system, but you could actually get into games together pretty seamlessly. There was very little launch bugs.
yeah. But
It was
overall,
good.
if not, should be considered as one of the best racing games of all time. So there you go. Pokemon Unite. We've already talked about this previously a little bit earlier, and you've mentioned it a little bit. But Pokemon Unite, I'll give my 2 cents of it all. I think one, and I was kind of like talking with Ashton about this off camera too, of why should this game be nominated for Game of the Year? The thing is this game brought in a new audience to the MOBA genre. Do people that are hardcore MOBA fans consider this game as hardcore as League of Legends and Dota and Smite and all that?
Fuck no.
No. But does this game answer things that can fix the MOBA genre? One, are games too fucking long in those games? Yes, they are. The fact that there's no cap on those things makes the game so fucking hard. Two, it's enjoyable characters that already we know. We already know the Pokemon that are in there. Like, they're just fan favorites right now, and they're being added almost every month or two. There's a whole new set, and they add one or two every here and there. And it's great, and they work really, really well in being the character. I was curious to know, how do you play as one character? Do you pick the move that you're going to do? You have a couple moves, but mainly they've made a formula for the game, and it works really, really well. Mechanically,
Yeah.
Pokemon Unite on paper works flawlessly. It gives you a Pokemon, it gives you 2 different moves, it gives you possibly evolutions and makes it a little bit more fun to evolve in your character and leveling up it. It answers your top, mid, and your bottom lane. It gives you lanes for its standard normal mode, and it gives you a 10-minute cap to do this. And then the game is never over. Like, I mean, yes, people can throw it in the very beginning, just like how any MOBA is. But if it's 2 teams that are actually fighting, and it's a close game, it is a close game until the very last second of that fucking game. You don't know if you won, which is insane.
Half of the time that we win, we didn't think we were going to.
Yeah, I've been
the game, like the whistle's blown. Like, we're like, oh shit, no fucking way we won.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we fucking won.
Yeah, I can't believe we scored at that last second. Like, there's been so many of those that makes the game fun and more replayable than there is. Does it have its flaws? Absolutely. But I think Pokemon Unite definitely came in and did a great job with it. And we didn't really have that many bugs in the last. I mean, they fix it really fast. Like,
They fix them fast.
and whoever's running that Twitter,
fast too.
yeah, whoever's running that Twitter is on top of it. That whole team, that whole dev team is like constantly listening. If people say like one Pokemon feels way too strong than the other, they are working on that very fast. And so, yeah. But that's my thing about it. I don't know if you want to say anything about Pokemon Unite that you haven't already said or whatever.
As a clean launch, has lots of cosmetics for both your Pokemon and your trainer. I mean, you know, a couple outfits for each Pokemon so far, I think. They've had events. They had a Halloween event. They had a Christmas event, I believe. You know, they just came out the gate ready to go. And again, like, I know it sounds weird to have that as like a pro, but it's very far and few between these days where we see games actually put forth the effort right out of launch and like coming up with events the months after launch.
Not only that, they keep it up.
Yeah, they keep it going. They keep the momentum. They are really good at fixing those bugs, if there are any, and usually the bugs that they do have only affect a very small number of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very few, very niche cases, and they find and they patch them ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing, like, that you can say about like any sort of Nintendo game is like they don't like messy, buggy games. There's no excuse for it.
Not only this, you can play this game on your phone too. So even if your friends don't have it on like or Switch in general, they can still play it on your phone and still play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got to move through these a little bit quicker now, but it's okay. Halo Infinite, also on our list here. I'll let you
Mm-hmm.
take the lead on this one since you've
All
played
right,
the
so
campaign and multiplayer.
this game runs at 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. That's amazing to me. It's it is amazing. The core gameplay, honestly, probably some of the best that Halo's seen. To be honest with you, like core gameplay, like it's just it's so smooth, it's clean, it's amazing. Yeah, there's lots of things wrong with this game. Even still, um, it's lacking a progression system. It has a lot of bugs, like a lot of bugs. Um, no Forge at launch, no co-op campaign at launch. Um, the microtransactions being pretty predatory, cosmetic being pretty limited. Like I'm pretty harsh on the game because I love the game and I don't want to be biased. Um, the game, as on its own, just playing it, it's just fucking wicked fun. It feels good, and the campaign, finally, a good campaign, good campaign. The campaign was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was curious how they're going to do open world. Open world works. Open world works with the Halo formula because I mean, yeah, you're basically traveling each way to start the next mission. Like that's basically what open world does for you, and you get to fuck around and explore. It's a lot of fun. They have a ton of Easter eggs in there. Like the game is just great. The story is really fucked up, um, and I can't wait to see more. I've already beaten it twice. First time solo legendary. Obviously, everybody beats solo. And then the second time, I just tried to do a speed run for the achievement, and I beat in under 3 hours on easy mode. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoy the game. Looks good, plays good, needs work, but good God, is it the best Halo in a long time?
I have not actually played the this one in the sense of the campaign. But I did play the multiplayer for this, and I do feel like and I've played it on console, and I've also played it on PC. I've played it primarily more on PC though through Steam and whatnot, and I gotta say, yeah, it playing very well on PC has definitely been super plus to see Halo back on the PC because that was where I played it first. I played Halo Combat Evolved on a laptop with no mouse. I played it on a trackpad. Yes, that's how much I love that game. But yeah, no, I started playing Halo on PC, and I'm glad to see that it's back. And I have not yet gotten to because this came out when I was down in Florida, so I actually have not. It came at a weird time in December, so I do want to get to it. I want to play the campaign. I've heard nothing but great things of that. If you like campaign, which I love Halo campaigns, that it is a must play. So yeah, I that's all I have to say about it too. Resident Evil Village. Our beginning of the year was kicked off just absolutely insane with the fact that Resident Evil 8 came out with Resident Evil Village. And yeah, this game is. I am a huge Resident Evil fan when it comes to. I've been playing these games since PS2. Funny enough, I actually played the. So, my Resident Evil story is actually not start with PS2, but it did go back to the PS2. So when I had my Wii, the first Resident Evil game I actually played was Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, and then my dad actually had his PS2. He had his PlayStation 2 until that thing sunk. That thing was dying and gasping for air. But we played we actually bought the Resident Evil collection and played the original PS2 releases of Resident Evils. So like Code Veronica was in there, Resident Evil 2 Outbreak or Resident Evil 3 Outbreak. Yeah, Resident Evil 3 Outbreak. Or Resident Evil Outbreak. I don't know. That was how it was cuz Resident Evil 3 was actually Resident Evil 3. So I don't know. We were playing all these like spin-offs and whatnot. And yeah, so I've always loved Resident Evil, dating back to then, of when I was introduced to it. So whenever I was introduced to it, I've loved Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2, I absolutely adore that remake. Leon is my Resident Evil character because I associate him back to Resident Evil 4, which was mine, like I just said, my original. Um, so playing Resident Evil Village was I had actually beat Resident Evil 7 probably a couple months before Resident Evil 8 had came out, and so I knew Ethan's story, and then I played Resident Evil 8, and I was just taken away. I was like, this team at Capcom is doing wonders to revive this franchise that about zombies. It is so good, and the villains in this game, because instead of having one main bad guy, they just created like five of them.
Got
And
a posse.
yeah, and they're all cool. They're all cool bad guys. Like, how do you make a Resident Evil villain? Well, you just make them like gross, and that's really it. Instead, they added like
Or really hot but evil.
yeah. Well, instead, in this one, they're like, okay, well, they're not only just gross looking, but they'll have a characteristic, and they actually have a backstory, and like each one has a different attitude and how they're gonna handle, like how they're gonna take on Ethan, or they're in charge of something, and that's specific. I mean, there is a head honcho in charge of all of these goons, but like Lady Dimitrescu, which is the main like tall lady that everyone associated Resident Evil with.
Giant woman with giant boobs.
I wanted, okay, aside from that, but I wanted more of this vampiric woman. Like, what else is there? Like, what, but, I mean, I'm not going to, the game came out last year, so we won't talk too much about, like, spoilers and whatnot, but I I just kept wanting more from the characters, like in a good way. Like I'm like, oh man, if I would have, what would have happened if this was just the game? It was like, that's not just the game. We're gonna continue on.
The logbooks?
Huh?
Did you read all like the logbooks and stuff that you pick up?
I read some of them. I didn't read all of them.
Yeah, she developed like this bone disease where it required her to actually drink human blood.
And that's how she became like this vampire lady.
Yep.
Yeah, that's in it.
It's just that way she didn't die.
But it's so
Disease.
cool because like then there's that guy that's like a giant fish man. Then there's the puppet. Then there's the guy that can control things with telekinesis. Like there's just so much to the game that makes this one of the best Resident Evils, if not, dare I say, maybe the best Resident Evil. And they incorporated Chris Redfield came back, and so now I'm curious to know like what's next. Like where do we go from here? And they had said that supposedly Ethan was supposed to have a trilogy. We don't know what happens next, so I don't know. It makes me. I cannot wait for Resident Evil 9. Like I have no idea what they're gonna do, but yeah, Resident Evil Village is top tier gaming right there. Single player gaming. But go ahead. What else, you got anything else? Because you played and beat this game
honestly,
too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck man. I mean, the game was just way good, way more diverse, and more fun than 7. Not as scary as 7, but that's what everybody else wanted except for me. But the game was just, God, it was phenomenal. It was fun. It felt kind of like a hybrid between 7 and like the arcadiness you get from the previous titles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And the characters were actually like really like fleshed out, and it wasn't just like, ew, I gotta kill this gross bitch or whatever. Like you're like, oh my god, like this is crazy. And each villain that you were up against, like the like whole theme around them was definitely indicated in the entire environment leading up to that fight with them, and it was really crazy because it was all so diverse. Especially even though it's in all the same area, they were still able to make it so fucking diverse and so different that it didn't feel like you're like playing the same thing over and over and over again.
Which we do know someone that did play this game over and over and over again. So
yes,
yeah,
good God,
I'm still shocked at how many times she played it. Okay, So, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna have a face off, okay? Um,
I already know how it's gonna get narrowed down.
Forza Horizon 5 versus Halo Infinite.
So, just off of like, because we're just going off of how they performed to make this the most fair.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go off of how the games were by the end of 2021,
Okay.
not their potential of where they could be.
Okay.
And just that alone, it goes to Forza. Halo Infinite, as it stands, is an incomplete game. I love it to death. It's still fucking fun. I maxed out the battle pass. I make every weekly challenge, capstone, every weekly reward. Uh, I love it. The campaign's great. I beat it twice, and I'm still not done with it. I'm gonna 100% it. It's incomplete.
Okay.
And it's way buggy. The netcode is bad.
And that's coming from like this. He is the Halo guy of Primal Target, so like I can't. If he's saying I'm not, because my vote obviously would go towards Forza Horizon only because I have played Forza Horizon. So like I can't vote for a game I haven't played really that much. So the fact is, if you're gonna say Halo is not gonna move on, then Halo doesn't move on.
It doesn't deserve it.
Okay.
It doesn't deserve it.
Pokemon Unite versus Resident Evil Village.
Well, Resident Evil Village for sure. Pokemon Unite is awesome, but it doesn't put a candle to Resident Evil.
Yeah, I think it didn't
There's
reinvent
only so much you can do with the MOBA.
Yeah, because it's like it's not like they didn't create the wheel. They just added some easier ways to make the wheel. Like it's so no reinventing anything, but some great ideas to adding to the idea of MOBAs and making that more accessible to people. I think they did a great job with it. So, but yeah, nothing that I don't think Resident
Great
Evil.
game, nothing but praise for it. It's not a Resident Evil killer.
No, but
not in this,
now
in this ladder.
it comes to Forza Horizon 5 versus Resident Evil Village.
See, this is tough.
Yes.
And I knew it was going to come down to these two.
Both
Because
beautiful
they both
games.
Well,
Beautiful games. I would give 10 out of 10s to both these games. Just
I
because.
agree with that.
So, what I'm going to do here for myself is I'm going to flat out say Resident Evil Village. I said as soon as I beat this game that it was game of the year for myself, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the fall, and nothing happened in the fall. My vote will be Resident Evil Village as game of the year. I don't know if Ashton is dealing with puppy dog things right now, but
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm just really hard thinking.
Okay.
Really hard thinking. Because they're way different games,
Way different, yeah.
and they offer so many different things. But they're both so good, like top of the line.
Yeah.
Like those are really the only two games that I can actually think of that were top of the line experiences of the year. Not riddled with bugs at launch. Full, complete game.
Yeah. I just look at Resident Evil as this franchise was literally, I mean, okay, we're going to walk away from the fact that all these are going to be puns, but it was a franchise that was dying, and it literally has been revived since Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 3 Remake was a good addition if you liked Nemesis and you liked all of Resident Evil 3, then Resident Evil 3. I still think Resident Evil 2 was better. And then 7 was just it was a first-person Resident Evil game. Like, we have not seen a mainline Resident Evil as a first-person game. And then they took that even a step farther in this game, where it's like, okay, you know who Ethan is. We don't need to tell you about who Ethan. Now you want to know who Ethan is. Now you want to know more and more stuff about that. Like, Ethan has become one of the iconic Resident Evil characters, and we've never seen what this motherfucker looks like. So, like,
Nope, but we know what he's made of.
yes. So it's like, and the fact Chris is now back in it. We now know Chris is in the universe. The characters and the monsters you fight in this game. It's no longer about zombies. This game is no longer about that. But it continues the Outbreak and the Biohazard name. And
Yeah.
I never thought we would ever get a Biohazard game where it didn't really predominantly hit zombies, even though zombies are still a part of the game. But, like, we're dealing with fucking werewolves now. We're, like, all these... And you see that on the box cover, so that's not really a spoiler. But, like, it's... And vampires and all these other fucking monsters. And it's like, this world is crazy, and it's bigger now because now there's anything can fight you. So, I don't know. Forza Horizon 5 is a great racing game. Do not get me wrong. It is a beautiful addition to that franchise. But like I said, as soon as I beat that game, I was just like, nah, that's game of the year right there. And even when we played the demo thing that they released on PlayStation 5, which I can't remember. What was that called? I can't remember what that was called. Maiden, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Resident Evil Maiden. I don't see it, but like it came back to my mind. And we played the demo, and we were like, "Wow, this game looks fucking beautiful." Like, so. But I don't know. Can you convince me that Forza Horizon is not? Like,
well, Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
For me, I don't really care for Forza. I played a bit of it on the Xbox 360. I think it was Forza Motorsport 3, I think is what I played.
Yeah, so you played the Sim.
This is my first Horizon.
Oh,
again,
wow.
I'm not like super big into racing games. Like, the most racing games I played is like Mario Kart. It's just, I don't know. Driving is cool. GTA, I did the most driving probably in GTA 5. Like, but that's because driving that is surprisingly good, has no business being that good. But there's something about this game. Like, it made somebody who doesn't like racing games like a racing game.
Sure.
And that's a huge thing on its own. Also, no game to date can rival the visual prowess and performance of that game.
Yeah, I mean, Forza does a great job doing it.
That is the most photorealistic game outside of Flight Simulator. But that doesn't even have...
Well, it still keeps the cartoony sort of vibe a little bit. But yes, I do. I know what you're saying, though, yes. It is very visually, like, to a T.
The level of detail in that game is incredible.
Yeah. It's just, as someone that played Forza Horizon 4, I was like, there is still stuff in Forza Horizon 4 that got brought into 5, where, like, the rain and the crumbling and, like, all of that mechanic stuff, that all was in in Forza Horizon 4, where it still looked great. This definitely does take it a step farther into bringing it into the 4K aspect, higher resolution, also HDR compatible, and it has the higher frame rate. Not to say that Forza Horizon 4 didn't have that, but 5 really does put the stamp of it is a next-gen game. And it definitely makes its home to the series consoles. But to me, I don't see that big of a leap for the Forza Horizon series, because it left me going, okay, you gave me a little more story stuff, but I wish you had gave me more story stuff. Like, I feel like that's still not to the... I think Forza Horizon 6, if they were to make an actual, like, story where you're doing stuff and not just racing and not just driving from point A to point B, it really will make this game absolutely to the next level of where it could go. I think they got the visuals down. But for Forza Horizon 4 to Forza Horizon 5, both really beautiful games. I just didn't see enough to put it to the next level. Whereas when I look at Resident Evil, they just keep doing it. They're just
Fair point.
they're expanding on the character, and they're giving me something brand new. They gave me something brand new when that one thing happens with Chris. And so like I was like, I never have done this in a Resident Evil game, and it's fucking crazy that I'm doing it in a Resident Evil game, because it played not like one, but it still felt like one. And
Yeah.
I can't, I have no idea what they're going to do with it next. Whereas Forza Horizon 6 more than likely will probably be the same thing with...
I will say
Yo, go ahead.
that I'm gonna have to agree with you on the choice for Resident Evil, and I think part of it, what's missing for me, is really the diversity of locations
Okay.
for Forza, because it's all like pretty much the same, honestly, when you're driving around.
Yeah, and that is Forza Horizon. But it's also way bigger. So that is their upgrade to this one. This is bigger than what it was in the UK. UK map was bigger than it was in Australia, which is funny to even say. But like, and then even in Forza Horizon 3, Australia was bigger than Forza Horizon 2. So like, they keep doing that, and that's fine. But like comparing. I mean, obviously, we're trying to compare apples to oranges here. We're literally trying to figure out is one better than the other, and you're like, well, I like both of them. Can I not have both of them? And unfortunately,
Well, we
we
also
can't.
have to take into account there are extra modes as well in Resident Evil, just like there is make your own kind of game modes in Forza.
Yeah. So as hard as it is, I was hard. It was hard to see Pokemon Unite get knocked out. So, but I mean. Are we doing it? Are we officially doing it?
Resident Evil 8.
All right. As of right now, the runner-up Forza Horizon 5, but the official Primal Target 2021 Game of the Year is Resident Evil Village. And that is going to be it. Resident. 2022. I don't know how I got that name. I think I looked at Resident Evil and I looked away for a second. 2022 is going to be insane. There's just crazy amount of good games coming out this year. Pray to God they are. And it's going to be even harder this year than it was last year to vote for which one it is. So stay tuned. If you like this type of content, please hit subscribe. We got podcasts coming out all the time. We got videos coming out all the time. We stream where, Ashton?
Twitch.tv/primal_target. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes. See. And you can watch it right there for free. It's free. You don't even got to do anything. But if you want to kick back a couple dollars, we really appreciate that. Because all that money from Twitch goes right back into Primal Target and making it even a better thing for you guys. So, yeah, but that is going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for sticking by. I know this episode goes always too long, but I actually think we did a pretty good job. 2 hours was not too bad. So, Ashton, any final words?
No, I'm excited for gaming this year. This is going to be a big year for gaming, so let's see what happens.
All right. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Good night, everybody.
I have the sweatiest balls right now. Oh my god, dude. There's like a puddle in my chair.
Anakin and Obi-Wan doing their thing, and it's just the story about them. Like,
right.
Introduce Padme, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care anything up to that point with the Padme thing. And I don't care if Anakin falls in love with Padme, that's fine too. It's just how it was all executed after this was just a disaster. Like,